Hear ye, Princess Lolly requests your presence for once again another episode of Fair News. They're just going to get crazier from here, folks. Just be prepared.
Oh man, okay. Welcome everybody to this week's episode of Fae News here on Fae Productions here on Fae News Network. Yes. I'm really tired right now. I think I went to bed at 4:30 a.m. and got up at some ridiculously early hour considering my bedtime, and I've just worked all day. Welcome to this week's episode of Fae News, and I'm your host, Fairy Princess Lolly, and tonight I am here with, how come I can't see anybody's names? Baroness Still Dorian Gale. Hey, there's everybody's names.
Hi, everyone.
Ion the Leprechaun.
Hi, diddly do neighbors.
And Phoenix Rainbow Light.
Hello, hello.
And Count Morbid.
No.
And Flora the Fairy. There. And like and subscribe. And rainbow the bell. Because first things first is eating. Like that, right? Palora.
Rainbow the bell.
Hey, because we're celebrating Pride Month.
Again, it should be refraction. It should be refract the bell.
Refract the bell.
Next week.
That's how you get rainbows, yo.
Is that like a refracting bell?
Refraction is the property of light that causes rainbows. Yep.
Yes, beautiful prisms.
Actually, waves in general, because sound does it too. But that's
wait. Sound refracts or reverberates?
It refracts, but the effect isn't that strong, so it's hard to tell the difference.
By the way, if they catch you messing with the rainbow, if they catch you messing with the refraction, they can send you to Prism.
Oh my god!
It took way too long for you to get to that.
I know, it was a long walk. I stumbled.
A long road traveled.
I rolled a 1. I rolled a 1 on that.
We all saw where you were going, though.
Well, I did, but yeah. Wait, real quick.
No, we all did.
Not real quick. I'm going to get our sponsor out of the way first for today. Oh, yes. Yes, this is Papa. Yes, so today's sponsor, you guys, the LARP Fairies, and you know them, you love them. They have been on our show several times, actually. They are 2 magical beings who make crocheted goodies and go on magical adventures together. They offer their crocheted items on their Etsy page, many of which are geared more towards LARP, which is live action roleplay, in case any of you didn't somehow know that, and geek and nerd culture. They offer free shipping on all orders over $35, and they do travel a lot for their job. And since we're now in the non-COVID times, we are beginning to see a little more of them getting out there and getting into the conventions and events that they do, especially Amtgard, actually in the Southeast. So join them as they explore their natural world, and they look forward to seeing you on their adventures. LARP Fairies information in the ticker, and of course in the low bar. You guys can find them before, during, and after the show. And now, with that said and done, what are you doing? I come back and your face is just like in the
Nom 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 nom.
He didn't time it right.
What?
That's because we put taffy in his food. Can't get it out.
I'm gonna put taffy.
Water gets me every time.
I'm gonna wait till he's so old he has dentures, and then I'm gonna put taffy in his food.
I'm already that old.
You know what?
I have several different sets of my teeth on my bookshelf. Like, these aren't all of them.
You either have those because you're already planning ahead of time to have dentures, or because you're going to reenact and or fake your own murder and leave those at the scene for them to be like, yep, these are teeth. It was definitely him.
I'm going to use these to leave a dental impression on anyone in case I ever need to frame myself for murder.
See, there you go. That's close enough too. Yeah.
I'm not going to put my own teeth on it.
You'll never be able. No, what? No, I'm just trying to understand why you have. I mean, one makes sense, but why do you have several?
That way they can chatter.
I want to make him. I want to see him make like the
I
little.
get lonely. I'm running a scam on the Tooth Fairy.
His best
That checks
companion is himself. So.
But just to briefly allude to a conversation we had beforehand,
What if he wants to add teeth?
I swear to Maeve
Wait,
that
let him finish.
I swear to Maeve, I thought I heard Ion propose that we do a tour of the condiments. Like a tour of each condiment is what I heard.
It is too close to.
You can only test them on a saltine because it has the most plain flavor. That way you get the full. I mean, maybe I don't know.
Next Day News Network, the mustard tour.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! No,
We'll start with our rich yellows and
nice
end in
flight
fun.
of mustards. Mustard from various regions.
My brain mixed up all of those conversations into like one big melting pot, and I'm like, how do you taste countries on a saltine? I don't understand. I understand now, though. I caught up on my own. Like, I caught up before I told you guys that I didn't get it. But I feel like we should you should fill in the audience, right? Because we were earlier, right before the show, we were talking about how all of us should just pick a place and go there, kind of vacation like, but so that we can do Fae news on location, like the world tour or something. And then everybody said,
also,
someplace nice and sunny.
Also, did you mean the Florida Keys earlier? When you were talking about islands off of Florida that were still in the United States, did you mean the Florida Keys?
No? She meant the Virgin Islands and the Bahamas and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
I'm not allowed in the Virgin Islands.
And Puerto Rico.
We went over this.
Well, you're also not allowed near schools. So.
No. We don't joke there.
Wait, what? What are we joking about?
Never mind. Moving on.
Continue the show. Who's our vendor tonight? Do we have a wheel?
I mean, yeah, we do, but that doesn't come until 8:00. And we also have an author, and so we also have many announcements as well that I would like to make for you guys. So this weekend, actually, we will be out in the Barony of Seasons. At least Ion and I will, which is the Spokane area. Yeah, I know. And Phoenix, you're already there, so we'll see you when we're out there.
So excited! Still have 4 people showing up. It's going to be great.
I know. I'm actually really excited. We're going to go to a movie screening for The Resurrectionist in Spokane. And if you guys are out in Spokane and you want to come to that and you have not already told me that you do, we do still have a couple of tickets left at our Fae Productions Patreon discount. So you can just shoot me a message and I will put you on our little guest list so that you can get the discounted rate, which I think makes the total $7 for anybody that happens to be going. So I look forward to seeing everybody on Saturday for that. It should be fun. I guess there's also some kind of cool Pride event that's going on in Spokane on Saturday. I mean, not surprised, I guess, because it's Pride Month. So
that's why you're coming in on Friday, right? And then we'll go to that in the morning and then go to the viewing in the evening?
Probably very late on Friday. There are a number of things that are going on here that will make us probably arrive after 10 p.m. or so.
Well, so that's a zillion miles away, too.
No, it's not it's just a gazillion minus a few.
Oh my goodness.
I know, it's really technical with numbers.
Is that in pixie miles?
It's so far.
In spider steps.
It's a nice drive.
I'm glad I already saw that movie.
I'm confused. How many is a Brazilian?
Yeah, I don't know. It depends on the last time you had your Brazilian was.
Yeah.
It's just the...
I have to get the shaving cream if we're talking Brazilian.
It's not 8:30 yet.
Close enough.
I mean, we're talking about places to go. Why don't we go to Brazil? Come to Brazil.
Here we just call them nuts.
I mean, I'd love to go to Brazil for something like Carnival, but also very expensive.
Probably.
They've got big bugs too.
Yeah.
Oh.
And a lot of fun.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of traveling anywhere where bugs have a health bar. So
yeah,
we cannot go there. That's
like a mana bar, and they wear vests.
Yeah. Oh no, it's getting ready to cast web. Run.
Okay, so another one of our announcements also for this evening. I do want to remind you guys our July special offer this month. Hey, that says January, not July. No, why did you do that to me?
It's another J month.
I know they all start with J and it's just so confusing. Ah, no, let me find my July one. Here it is.
All the J's.
Yes. No, our July offer this month, here we go, is a quartz from the Seven Dwarves mine at the Enchanted Forest. So if you are on our Patreon and you upgrade or you sign up to our Patreon as a new subscriber, you will get, Morbid, what are you doing with your mouth? You will get one of these awesome. I every time I go to the Enchanted Forest, I always go to the Seven Dwarves mine and I actually mine for these, which I think is very exciting and cool because Great Wolf Lodge, one of the things that they have there also is like a whole mining section, which we can make part of our questy stuff next. Yes, it's
I'm
like you
so
can
excited
sit
for Fairy
in
Life.
water and you can like go through a maze mine. It's amazing. I'm very excited.
It's amazing.
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 Mm-hmm.
That's what I said. Yes.
That's what I said. It's an amazing mine, and I hope you don't mind. I'm terrible at it.
And they call it a mine. A mine.
You know,
okay.
whenever we talk about Great Wolf or anything involving like the beach or whatever, I'm really sad that the swimsuit I got a few years ago doesn't actually fit right.
Is it because it's in adult sizes?
Yeah.
Whoa, that's creepy. Please don't say things like that.
Oh no!
I mean,
That's the best swimsuit though.
Yeah, it's meant to look like the old timey suits.
Please tell me you're gonna do like just the
and it's
one
black and
white
white. That's
soaked amount of
fantastic.
sunscreen right here when you do it.
What
Is
is
it
what is
alterable?
Just right here.
Is it alterable? Because that's a great swimsuit.
Sadly, no. I keep meaning to look for other places with old timey bathing suits.
Yeah, because that's fantastic.
Oh, it is. Well, and they're actually a local business. They're actually local to Portland, I think.
I like to support
The
local.
size did not work with basically my body is weird and I look like Prince Gollum in it.
I get that.
I looked like I was smuggling a beach ball because of the cut.
As the owner of a weird body, I get it.
Yeah. But they're wonderful. There's this easier way, non-gender specific, but they're unisex. They're unisex.
What most people call swimsuit season, I call wet t-shirt season.
They're not really unisex though, because it's okay. I don't actually expect you to understand this, but being a chick, if you put that thing on and then lift your arms above your head.
Comedy ensues.
Why would you do that
they're
to
actually
avoid drowning?
unisex. Oh, and actually I had to remind myself of the name because again, it's a local Portland business. It's called Beefcake Swimwear.
Beefcake.
Everything about it is great. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying. Like,
Well, no, they're
I mean, everything's
fully
technically
designed.
unisex, but there's
it just makes me
consequences.
wonder, how did they do it in the 70s when they used to wear those jumpsuits? Those like hideous whole body jumpsuits that were skin tight. How did they
Made
do
of
that?
wool.
I mean, did they just never lift their arms like above this ever?
Yes.
Because but they
Powder?
went dancing. They went dancing. I just don't know.
They drown a lot.
They drown.
You like just got really good at leaning your body into it with your tippy toes up. You're like,
No, that is not how they dance.
Teacher, we were supposed to be doing the breast paddle, but she was using her hands. Or breaststroke, yeah.
You use your hands in a breaststroke. What are you talking about?
I
don't
feel
get
like
it.
this
It
whole
was
thing
meant
is
to be a joke.
derailed.
Words are hard.
Words are hard. I know
words
words
are hard. I thought Mercury retrograde was over.
And
Yeah, but Pluto.
Hi,
No,
Maddie,
Saturn.
and hi, Alicia.
Oh,
Haven't seen you guys in a while. At
hello,
least not in the comments.
hello.
I know. Well, we always have lurking lurkers, and I never know exactly who's out there.
Lurking lurkers, what lurk?
Yes. It's
Frank, I see, is
okay.
still colorful.
It's okay.
The
I
whole
don't mind
month,
if
man.
people lurk. I'm just saying. Oh,
I
look
love
at
the comment here in our group here saying if I want to talk about places where things want you to die, consider the blue ring octopus of Australia.
I
No,
was
thank
just
you.
putting that on the screen.
No, thank you.
We are not going to Australia.
Mm-mm,
They have rattling donkeys there.
It's
You
just
didn't get a hi,
designed
Mickey,
to
because I
kill
didn't
me.
see you until you said something. Hi, Mickey.
I do understand a lot of people really do enjoy going down under, though.
What? Whoa. You know what?
It's a family show.
Everything does want to kill you in
This
Australia.
is not a family
30
show.
more minutes.
No,
It's not.
this is we are after bedtime. This and after 8:30 is definitely not. This is
I mean,
not.
this is
Luke
true. Flora's son is
13,
asleep now,
not
so
R.
It really depends on the family.
It does.
Also true. Also true. So
or
I
the
think that
age.
I think that actually there's probably a lot less bad things here than there is on regular television.
See, we're wholesome.
I'm sorry, was that a challenge? I feel like that was a challenge.
Challenge
clarify-
accepted.
To clarify Dorian's statement, in comparison, we are wholesome in comparison.
Like, the fox is really adamant about that, by the way.
No shit. There I was.
Are you trying to ruin my monetization on the YouTubes? Is that what you're trying to do?
I mean, it's more of a side benefit, but yeah.
Yeah, but you
I
know that when you do that, I'm not even gonna say it. I'm just saying, stop doing that. Okay.
I'm sorry. I use so many wrong things. I'm not actually certain which thing you're referring to.
You
Yes.
have to wait till you're like
The
an
answer is
hour in or
yes.
something.
Okay.
Just have a timer next to you.
Yeah.
We all have our magic mirrors. Just set a timer.
Okay, so we do have a drawing that we have to do, and actually 2 drawings. And
That is
now,
right.
Yeah,
house
now
and
a
that I
sun.
think about it, I don't know which one is for
Oh,
which.
wrong kind of
But
drawings.
before we do that, I do want to remind you. I want to tell you guys one more thing, another little announcement before we get to this week's drawing. Yes, this is our quest that dropped today on our Patreon, you guys. It is free for all. You don't even have to be a Patreon member to go and do this. The link is in the low bar of this show, or wherever you guys are watching from. Please go give it a try and see what some of our quests are kind of like. It's one of 4 not dissimilar to this that we have. I know.
They shouldn't leave it alone.
What?
Quest face.
They shouldn't leave it alone.
Yeah, don't leave it alone.
No.
That was terrible. Oh, okay. I mean, they always are kind of terrible, but I made a terrible pun the other day on Facebook. Anyway, I wanted to let you guys know that is out there, and if you are coming to Fairyblossom, you will definitely want to do this quest. So
Which you absolutely should. Everyone should come to Fairyblossom. It's going to be amazing.
Awesome.
Deciding which leaf pun to do is kind of a hard deciduous.
Oh.
I feel like that was a stretch.
It was a little bit.
Yeah, I conifer decide which one I want to do.
It's pining for you.
You know, all of you are just branching out right now. That's all you're trying to do.
Wow. I really wish you all would stop.
You're barking at the wrong dog tree. God damn it.
You're just like one step behind on every joke tonight. So close.
No, I'm not.
Hey, Lolly, you should embiggen me for a second.
Oh, you
Just
should?
for a second. Yes.
Oh,
Why?
why?
Wants to
It's a
pump you
trap.
up.
That's not what I meant to put. I meant to put this. This G rating will self-destruct in 33
In 33
minutes.
minutes.
The G string self-destructing in 33 minutes. Okay, why am I
What's its
embiggening
G
you,
rating
Phoenix?
right now?
Because I'm just going to show off our prizes one more time here. Oh,
Here we go.
you and
Prizes.
shrinking me.
Yay.
Okay.
No.
Just want to show off our prizes again. That are going to be given out today. Just
Yes.
because even though Rylan and Steen are gone today, they did leave these here so I can show off the shinies.
And
Who doesn't want
congratulations to them as
shinies?
newlyweds as well. That's amazing.
Yes, congratulations. This last weekend they did get married. It rained right after their vows, and I thought that was so beautiful. And
And it
from
was a
what they
double
told me,
rainbow. I saw
there was a
pictures.
triple rainbow. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever even
You
seen
could
that.
barely see the third one. It was like just barely faded out, but it was
Send
Yeah.
them love and congratulations from me.
definitely. But yes, these are going to be up next on our Wheel of Win. I assume next. I could be wrong. Lully could always change it.
Did they find a cake or did they do cupcakes? What
All
did they
he
do
does
for
is
the
she wants.
desserts?
I think they
Cake
just
is
wound up
alive.
doing cupcakes. Or maybe they just did a cake. I remember him talking about a carrot cake, but it was
One
not
giant
discussed.
cupcake.
And there was not a slice and or a cupcake brought home for me. So I don't know.
One
Rude.
cupcake
I don't
to
know.
rule them all.
And in the darkness, bake them.
I will not be baking the cupcakes. I
You
will
cannot microwave. No.
No.
no. I will actually just
Glass
be
tin, not metal
failing
tin.
my role to resist the cupcakes. And unlike Galadriel, when somebody hands me the cupcake and I'm like vibrating with excitement and I look at it, I will be like, I could eat this cupcake and then I will become your all-powerful candy princess and you will bow to me and love me in sugary despair. And
Not
I actually
only-
will just consume it. So
Not
I'm
only
gonna
will Very
for it.
Princess Lolly, not only will she not be baking it, but to destroy the one cupcake, it must be cast into the fires of Very Princess Lolly's microwave. It's the only way to destroy the one cupcake. is to
That's
have
right.
it
Otherwise
cast
known
into
as egg doom.
fires. Yeah. the microwave of doom. From whence it was that's the only way. Yeah, Very Princess Lolly can destroy the one cupcake.
Why do I immediately see like this unsteely clone of the princess as Smeagol just at the end, like
I will
I
eat
just
the
had
one
to defeat the darkness within my own heart.
Yeah, no, it's like Very Princess Lolly being like, "Oh, we love them so much, we hate them precious." Like, no, Morbid, shut the heck up.
Do you want to give us a demonstration, Lolly?
of me being Schmeagol? No,
You're doing the two-sided conversation.
Yeah,
no.
that's how you hurt your neck, by the way.
Although I will say that when I see people in movies doing that, like Gaius Baltar in Battlestar Galactica, when he was always having the conversation with the Cylon, I just always thought that was very awesome. So I'm pulling up our Wheel of Wind. So Phoenix, which is the first crystal that we're going to put up? Because they wanted us to do 2 drawings. So,
Oh my gosh. Do I get to choose? Okay.
Yeah, crystal number 1 is...
So let's go with our tower here. I do forget the name of it because I am not great with names of crystals. Weird. I love to give them out, but I forget names.
Its name is Jeff.
Good. All right. So Tower Jeff is going to go home to...
Woohoo! So this is our enormous list, and this is actually 2 people right here.
Did you take me?
It's always enormous list with you.
Yes, I did actually. It's because I'm a size queen. It's
Size princess.
size princess.
You can't give yourself a promotion. It's a size princess.
Fine, size princess. Yes, I did take you off. I also took Flora off.
Darn it.
Darn it. Yes, and I decided that rainbow wheel, right? So here we go.
Oh, there we go.
Aw.
Hey, at least
I like it when
Flora,
it's a rainbow wheel.
I
love
promise
rainbow
I did
wheel.
not rat you out.
Thank
It's
you.
so pretty.
I mean, I stayed on there for quite a while. I actually didn't even notice.
Cobble.
Oh my
Cobble.
gosh, Cobble. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's in the
Congratulations, Cobble.
audience.
he is in the audience.
He
I know,
is,
and
yes.
I think Cobble actually won something last month as well.
He-
So
Cobble, give us a woohoo. Oh, there it is. There's
yeah.
his chat.
Well,
Eee!
I
think
knew
I
we're
did.
skipping to the promotion ahead of time, but I probably should point out that I bet Cobble is one of those people who has multiple entries because he supports in various ways.
He does.
Yeah,
It's true. Actually, he does.
And what are these various ways,
I'll get to it.
Princess
Actually,
Lolly?
I will get to it when we are done with the second drawing. Oh my god.
Everyone's so eager.
Penix, you
So
need to be
eager.
less pushy. You need to be more understanding of the princes and more supportive and less pushy.
It is fun that that someone named Kabul just won a stone.
Yes.
That's funny.
Oh, that is very true. I like that.
Okay, show us the next one really quick,
Okay,
Phoenix.
so here's our next one here. This one I do recall at least its partial name. It's called a wizard stone
Gwen.
or a
Gwen.
Yeah, or also known as a midget stone. The wrong name. Magician's stone. Oh, wonderful! All of our word trips today.
It's a
huh, everybody?
Labradorite, it looks like.
Tim the Wizard
Yes,
Stone.
it's also known as Labradorite, and then I think there's like 2 other names for it as
And
well,
look
if I
how
recall.
giant that is. Like, that's in your
Yeah.
hand, and it's like
No, like-
big.
That's what she
I think
said.
it's a Labradorite retriever.
Comparative to size
Yeah.
there, like it's and then here's the other one. So it's actually like they're both roughly the same
Yeah, they're
size,
both
really.
pretty good size, too.
Yep.
All right, here we go. This one is for the Labradorite, and
No
Where's my
whammies.
wheel?
No whammies.
taking you off. Damn.
Big money, big money, big money. I'd like to buy
that for
an
a
E.
dollar.
Boom! Stupid Mythic Forest, congratulations. You win
Woohoo.
a Labradorite. Hooray! And I don't
This
think they'll
prize
be in
is
the
all
audience,
yours.
but they will be at Fairyblossom, so that is, you can probably bring that one. Actually, Cobble, I think you can probably just bring both of these to Fairyblossom with you.
I mean,
Cobble, you'll be at Fairyblossom too, won't you?
if you folks would like the idea of saving on shipping, I'd be more than happy to bring them with me. Yeah.
Right. So everybody
that
can meet
this
up
month?
and get the stones.
So if both of you
Yeah.
are in the comment section, go ahead and comment if you're okay with me doing that. And if the
Stupid
other
Mythic
person is not, we
probably
can.
not in the comments. Stupid
I was gonna
Mythic,
say we
but
can
I
just
know
reach
that
out
they will
through
be there.
Discord or something. Yeah.
because they were going to be doing a thing for us, but then a life thing happened, so now they're just going to be attending. But we've
Oh,
worked
it looks
with them
like
actually in the past. They have a podcast that's a pretty cool podcast, and so
it looks like Cobble says that he will actually not be able to attend. They will be on call. So we will still find a way to make this get to you. I promise.
oh,
Just
I
the
should
good
say
old shipping route.
no cans
Snail
this year,
mail.
Cobble. This is going to be the last year that we're doing the can thing because we don't have a very easy way to actually recycle them anymore. So we're a little bit behind here. It's 8:08, and so we do have a vendor author tonight, and I would like to bring them in. I see you down there. Yes, hello. Welcome to the
Hello,
stream.
hello.
Hello and welcome.
I can't hear you.
Hi.
Well, there you are.
Oh,
Sorry,
there we
my
go.
internet's a little wonky.
Your glasses are fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, well, please, if you will, introduce yourself to our audience and tell us who you are and what you write. Give us the
all
LD.
right, cool. I'm Bethany Loughlin-Frost. I write primarily romance. I do have a variety of genre of romance. My first romance that I ever wrote was Paranormal About Witches. That one's actually becoming a series. So
Oh,
I got those
interesting.
ones. I like to rock out some military romance, and then everybody loves mermaids. So we have to rock out some mermaid romance too.
I like it. So I guess that I'm sorry, I'm trying to get your little banner here up. There we go. Yay, that's what I'm looking for. Okay. Sorry, I realized that I had not actually completed that part of my process earlier, and I am going to swap you. So yes, so basically you're a romance writer, but it's all paranormal. I'm except for the military, that's not paranormal, it's just straight military.
Yeah.
Is this because you're former military?
My husband was in the Army for about 10 years. So my grandfathers were both in the Navy. I have a brother who's in the Navy. I have cousins who are in the Army. So I have a lot of military family.
All right, well, that makes sense. I guess I was like, it also answers probably the next question that I was going to ask, which was, I guess I was thinking it might be hard sometimes to write military things, especially if you have stuff like weird combat or fight scenes. But I guess if you're surrounded by military people, you could just be like, what happens in this scene? Like, What is the sound of a knife stabbing into a person slowly?
Yeah, actually, my problem that I end up having is when I'm writing a scene that especially has to do with something in the military, and this book is Army. So when I have something that I'm like, is this something that actually happens like during the Army day? Because I didn't serve myself. I don't know like exactly like day-to-day activities. So I would ask my husband, like, hey, can you just read this? Make sure it makes sense to what's supposed to be happening. Like, I don't want to be like, oh, they went to PT and were completely hammered, but nobody noticed. And he's like, yeah, that's not how that would work. He's like, you'd have to word it like this. So he ends up like having to go through and fix things for me so they'd make sense. And then I'm not like completely trashing the military experience.
Do you similarly consult mermaids or merfolk?
When I can get a hold of them, I did try to find
Okay.
one when I was at the beach earlier today, but you know, they weren't having it. So
Yeah, they
it was a
left
little
their
harder. Sometimes I
conch
have to send
bones
an
off the
email.
hook. Like
Yeah, I was gonna say it depends on what kind of bait you
They weren't
use.
answering their cellulars.
their cellular phones.
Depends on the bait. Yeah.
It's kind of funny because I was like, well, a bunch of us here
gotta
know mermaids, so if you really want to get in contact with some mermaids, I'm sure we can hook you up.
You just gotta cast a wide
mean-
network to get them.
I mean, my question is though, were they like kind of sitting out like this? Because if they weren't ignoring you. It was just tanning day.
Yeah, I think I interrupted something that was happening, and they weren't having it today. So I was like, that's okay, maybe later.
It's just because they're finicky.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, that was a good one, Flora.
What was that, Lally? What was
I
that?
do have a dingle hopper.
I have
Did
a
you just
dingle
make
hopper.
a FedEx Fox joke at the same time of making a fish joke? Because that's taboo. That's taboo.
What? No, okay. So I didn't. So for those of you who are unfamiliar, here's what's about to happen. In this part of the show, Bethany is going to tell us which book she's going to read to us from this evening, and then she will give us a short little reading somewhere between 10 and 20 minutes. And while she is reading, I'm sorry, is it she? I should have asked. She, am I using
It's she. Yes.
Okay.
Nope, it's she. You're good.
Okay.
I do have a quick question.
You do not know.
No, because they're romance books. I'm just curious as far as like the content of the scenes on a scale of like 1 to Flora. Like how raunchy do they get?
It depends on the book.
Been trying to
Okay.
work that in
So-
for days.
Making Flora blush. Look at her. She sits down there.
My first book didn't get too bad. I'd probably say, like, on a 1 to 10, it's probably like a 6 or a 7.
It's not bad.
The second book in the series went darker.
Wait, what? Darker? Wait,
Yeah, the
which
second
book
book
are you
is
talking
much
about that's
darker.
darker? Ooh.
The second book deals with demons, so there's a lot of like angry sex that happens in the book.
I have a
So
question.
that was probably closer to like an 8.
Okay, no more questions. No more questions until she's done reading.
Okay.
And here's how this works.
Are you reading from that book by chance?
Please
you
be reading
want
from that one.
You, like all
Asking for
other
a
audience members, must put your questions into the comments, and we will ask them to Bethany when she is done reading, and one by one. So, is everybody ready? Are you ready, Bethany?
Sure. Well, okay, yeah, I'm ready.
Excellent. Then today you are going to be reading to us from which book?
So I'm from my first book, The Witch's Savior. It's my favorite.
I
I'm not
mean,
supposed to have a favorite since I wrote all of them, but it's my favorite.
Okay, the
Well,
witches.
just keep it a secret from the others. It'll be okay.
Yeah, just I try not to tell everybody, but
Witches.
as the other two
Sometimes, you
books
know.
that are sitting on her desk right now are looking up at her just inanimmately.
oh yeah, no, I
Yeah.
have all of them sitting here, and they're all like, really, like that's how you're gonna do us right now.
You know that means when you go to
This
write
is
the
what
next one
started
in
it
your
all. Like,
series,
this is
you're
the
gonna get
reason
really
I am
bad
writing
writers
this book.
Okay.
That's a real thing, and it does happen.
All right, we are ready. Read on, Bethany.
All right. So I'm just going to start at the beginning of chapter 1 because I tried looking through the book of where I wanted to start, and I determined that starting at the beginning is always the best. Full moon tonight. One of my best friends, Kitty Suzanne Rodriguez, says as we sit at the coffee emporium waiting for more of our coven to arrive. We had started the group a little over a year ago, originally with only 5 of us and now up to 13. I hated the word coven because people automatically assumed we were a cult. That was not true, of course, but then again, people tend to jump to crazy conclusions. If they didn't understand something, it had gotten on my nerves when I was in college, and now I opted not to tell anyone about being a witch. Most of the time, people would start calling me a Satan worshiper. People were so uneducated about religion sometimes. I had a dream again, I said after sipping my coffee. Her brown eyes widened at my words, and she takes a moment to look around the small coffee shop. There are a few people in line for drinks and a dude on his laptop in the corner, a couple holding hands and sharing goo-goo eyes a couple tables over. No one was paying attention to 2 normal-looking girls chatting at a table. As she leans closer, her waist-length black hair blocks out the view of most of the people around us. The one where you're locked up in a basement, or another astral projection with Brian? Because I thought you had blocked him years ago, she whispers to me, her aura turning from a brilliant blue to a dark red. That was one of my nicer gifts, reading auras. Helped when meeting new people. I had told her about Brian almost immediately after it happened. We have been best friends since grade school, so I knew she wouldn't judge me. In fact, she had been the one to talk me out of meeting Brian in the first place. The basement. Don't worry about Brian. I'm pretty sure he's never coming back, I assure her. She sighs a little. Not that the basement dream wasn't scary, but the idea of Brian finding me was even scarier in her mind. Her aura turns back to its natural state of blue as she relaxes. She tends to stress a lot, and I usually have to make her block out her aura because it would change so much. It would be like looking at a kaleidoscope. It tended to give me headaches. I'm sure it's nothing. If you want, I bet Sophie could do another scrying for Brian. Make sure he's still on the West Coast, she offers, sitting back in her chair. Scrying was taking a crystal and searching for a specific being on a map or globe. Sophie King is the best at it in our group, mostly because she can focus a lot better than the most of us. She had just scryed for Brian a week ago, so I wasn't worried. Kitty Sue, on the other hand, liked to track his every movement to make sure he wasn't anywhere near me. She had even brought up the idea of moving just so I could confuse Brian. It was a good idea, but the thought of moving, leaving all my friends made me uneasy. I opted to block most of my magic so he couldn't scry for me, and even enchanted a few birds to mask my whereabouts. It had been funny watching Brian follow the birds for months. No, I don't want to waste time with that. We have 2 new members to initiate tonight. Like you said, my dream was probably nothing. I shrug. Kitty Sue was always good at sensing my mood and knew when I was done discussing a subject. She was trying to learn empathy, but wasn't having much luck. She is much better at mind reading, which was a pain in the ass on its own. Keeping any kind of secret from her was just about impossible. Sucked for hiding surprise parties from her. So how's work? She asks, changing the topic fast. My job consists of working in a school as a teacher assistant. It's nice because I get to work with kids and it pays well. I've been working there while finishing up college. Besides practicing magic, teaching kids is my passion. Kitty Sue works in the criminal justice. She works as a security guard and is finishing up school, hoping to become a lawyer. My job is probably more interesting, but we enjoy sharing the ups and downs of the jobs. It's winding down, with Christmas break coming up and everything, I sigh, leaning back in my chair. I can feel the rest of our coven coming into the shop. It's a good meeting place for us since most of us drink coffee, and most coffee shops don't find it weird that a group of 20-something-year-olds are hanging out for long periods of time. Grab a coffee and take a seat, I say loud enough for the others to hear. The 2 new kids' auras flare with shock. The rest barely register that I knew they were behind me. I love the new ones because usually we get kids that are new to magic, so all the surprises the alumni of the group can perform are fascinating to them. It reminds me a little of when I had been starting out and learning from my aunt and a few books that I could get my hands on. Both my parents came from magical backgrounds, but they didn't really practice anymore. Hello, ladies, another best friend, Sophie, says as she sits down next to me and the rest of the group sit around us. There are 15 of us total now with the 2 new kids. I hope these ones last longer than the last new people we got. The previous newbies lasted a week before deciding that having and controlling magic was too much work for them. They just wanted to have fun and not follow the rules. It's not like our rules were hard. They just didn't want to follow any rules at all. Magic really only has one rule, the rule of 3. Any magic you do, whether good or bad, comes back to you 3 times. I like to think of it as mega karma. Thinking of it this way keeps me on the good side of magic. So where are we meeting tonight? You know it's supposed to snow. I remind the group of the upcoming full moon ritual. Most of us have full-time jobs, but we make sure that we at least get together once a month for this ritual. Usually we go to Kitty Sue's house. She and her fiance run a home in a very rural area that sits on a couple acres of land. It's the optimal place mostly because there's a lot of magic in the area, but also because we don't have to worry about onlookers. I don't know why you even bother asking, Kitty Sue says, rolling her eyes. Sebastian is already setting up the fire pit for us. I smile at her. Her fiance, Sebastian Hunter, isn't Wiccan, but he is supportive of our group and he has seen some of our powers more than enough times to convince him that magic is real. You're the best, and tell Sebi he is too. I wink at her as she starts laughing at the nickname. He hates it when I call him that, which is why I keep doing it. I can't find a robe, one of the new kids says after Kitty Sue has stopped laughing. A lot of our coven members have had handmade robes, but a few have found some online and bought them. Since I'm the high priestess of our coven, it's one of my many duties to make sure everyone is properly prepared for rituals. It looks like I'll be doing a lot of sewing before tonight. Don't worry about it, Mia. I'll have one ready for you, Sophie speaks up before I have a chance to respond. Her short blonde hair moves from one shoulder to the other as she tilts her head in a smile. Her green eyes almost glowing with the amount of magic she is controlling. She's the mother hen of the group, and I couldn't be happier about that right now. She is saving me time and energy by having the robes ready for the newbie. So everyone meet at Kitty Sue's house at 10:30 so we can do the initiation before the ritual. Although I know the majority of them will be there early, most of the group heads out the door, but the original 5 of us stay behind. These 4 are my best friends in the whole world. Kitty Sue, Sophie, a red-haired girl named Salem Luck, and a heavy-set brown-haired boy named Dominic Thompson. The 5 of us have been through a lot together. It should have surprised me that they would stay behind and grill me about why I'm so guarded. So spill, Salem starts, playing with one of her red curls. She has an amazing ability to control water. Half the time she's making little whirlpools in her drink. She's great when it's randomly pouring and I forget my umbrella, although in all honesty, if I hadn't cursed myself, I would be able to control water as easily as she does. It's nothing, just the dream about being in a basement. Seriously, it's nothing somebody should worry about. Kitty Sue has already told me that it's probably nothing, so I'm going to go with that. Dominic looks the most frightened. He is my earth wielder. He could make just about anything grow and even has a tendency to create fun things out of tree roots just to prove he can. You know you can tell us anything, Sophie adds. As a fire keeper, she can control and create fire at will. She enjoys showing this talent off by lighting candles without matches or making the bonfire explode. The last time she did that, one of our coven members burnt her eyebrows off. We all laugh now, but at the time we had decided that Sophie was no longer allowed to blow things up. She is also a medium, which means she can talk to spirits. Because of this, she absolutely refuses to go to any cemetery or even near one. Honestly, guys, you know, I would tell you if I was really worried. I smile, making sure to hide my emotions so that Dominic can't pick up on them. I'm a little worried, and usually when I have recurring dreams, they come true. Of course, usually there is more to a dream than me being in some basement, so I'm not as worried as I figure I should be. Kitty Sue's house is about 20 minutes from our apartment. It's a small white house in a street with a stream running by it and a small forest behind it. Salem swore she saw fairies once, but then figured that she was mistaking them for lightning bugs. It didn't stop us from trying to find real ones every once in a while. There's something written here, Dominic says, pointing to one of the logs after the fire we had just put out exploded in a burst of flames. Sebastian pulls out the log with tongs, placing it in the grass. I'm coming for you is burnt into the wood. I can feel my eyes widen. The 5 of us exchange looks, hoping that the others won't figure out what's going on. "Very cute, Josh," one of the girls say, looking to one of our other fire keepers. He winks at me, having figured out the little message. Even though I know it wasn't actually him, I feel a little better with the idea that the rest of the coven does. "Sorry, I guess I was concentrating on my stuff too much," he lies for me. Besides my 4 best friends, Josh and 2 others are the only ones that know of Brian's ordeal. We tend not to bring up the subject until the members have been in the group for at least 6 months. Most of our coven is pretty new at the moment. A few of them are still learning to control their magic. They don't need to know that there is a psychopath warlock out to get me. With the commotion winding down, we close the circle and people start heading home. The original 5 are the only ones left after everyone heads out. We usually sit around what is left of the fire and play around with some magic. Sebastian always gets a kick out of our powers. His favorite game is dodging the energy spheres Dominic and I would create with little balls of energy, nothing dangerous, and then we throw them at Sebastian. Tonight, Sophie is scrying for Brian while Dominic, Salem, and I help liven up Kitty Sue's dead rose garden. I secretly think it drives Dominic crazy to see how Kitty Sue's plants are always dying. "I found him!" Sophie yells from the fire. We all run over to see what she has come up with. She has a map of the world laid out on the ground, and her crystal is stuck in London, England. So he has gone from LA to London in a week. He is obviously after something, but finding out what is the problem. I'm pretty sure I don't want to know. If he is in a different country, then I can sleep better at night. Upstate New York is a good 3,400 miles from Brian's location, and that is enough to ease my mind. "Kind of makes his threat a little empty then," Salem says, putting the fire out with some water from the stream. "Any idea why he's there?" "Maybe he's looking for a way to break your curse," Sebastian speaks up. I frowned thinking about that. When I had made the curse, I had done the whole fairy tale idea of true love's kiss breaking my spell. I figured that at the time, that was my best bet. True love is a fairy tale, so I really had nothing to worry about. I'm sure there are other ways to break it, like myself actually doing it, but I have no want for Brian to easily find me, so that option is pretty dead in the water. I suppose it's possible, but since I'm the one who cursed myself, I doubt he'll find anything. I suppose if he found a really powerful warlock, then it could be undone. I shrug with my explanation. My aunt told me once that since I come from a magical family, I'm extremely powerful. It explained why I could control all the elements with ease when I was little, as well as the plethora of other powers that only my 4 friends know about. Powers like communicating with people by talking their heads or a reading, and my little dreams that come true. Knowing when someone's lying and telling the truth. My aunt also told me that it's highly unlikely I'll ever meet anyone at my level. You guys better head home before the rest of the storm hits. And I got a text from Aria. She wanted me to remind you about the Yule Ball on the 23rd. Aria is the high priestess of the Wolf Coven in New York City. She holds a ball every year, and every year covens from all over the East Coast come. It's fun to dress up, but most of the people that go like to show off their magic. The whole "my powers are greater than yours" bit is obnoxious. Too bad, as a high priestess myself, I have to attend. Usually the 5 of us are the only ones that in the coven that show up. However, last year, Tamika and Skyla got to complain about being left out, so we made an exception and they get to come this year. Maybe I will let everyone go instead. I haven't decided yet. So I'm going to stop right there. That's about halfway through the chapter. My chapters are rather long.
Okay, I muted us for a second, so now I'm like unmuting everybody so we can talk again because
Actually, what is the average length of your books? I mean, as far as like pages, or say how long it would take to. Sadly, I listen to so many audible
my
books.
witches books are both 7.
Are what?
My witches series books are about. They're both 17 chapters each, and they're about 100K words. So it just depends on the book. Like the first one's 280 pages.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I want more.
Too long.
That's my only response. I want more.
Do you happen to have audio versions, or is that?
I was just gonna ask that.
Well, we're gonna start from the top of the list here.
I don't. I wish I did. I'm sorry.
The whole point of having people you guys, not our author, but the rest of you, sitting here in the channel with me, putting questions into the comments so that we can ask them to the author in a nice, neat, and orderly manner. Very Sealy, quit interrupting me with questions first. We're gonna start.
I'll wait till the
top of
end.
Yeah,
to
list.
put mine
You don't
on.
have the question
No.
stick, Morbid.
Like,
You
have
don't
you-
have the question stick. No, and I'm gonna like actually give you the anti question stick if you do not be quiet. How long does it take for you to write a book? Look, your question's even first, Morbid. Be quiet so you can hear an answer to your own question.
I'm all ears.
It depends on the book. So The Witch's Savior took me about 2 years, and the second book in the series, The Witch's Soul, took me 3 years. The two novellas, they each took me about 2 to 3 months. So it just depends.
What? Oh, sorry. Like a spam bot hit our channel and I had to delete it. Wow, that doesn't happen very often. Hey guys, we're getting big. We're getting spammers now. It's amazing.
We're so lucky. Ooh.
Okay, thank you.
I
so
wanted
much.
to know about that spammer, but no.
No, you do not get to know about it. I'm sorry. So from Newt, here we go. What would you say is the most challenging part of the process? Editing, finding enough euphemisms, etc.
Honestly, the hardest part is when the writer's block hits. So I don't mind editing. I like editing. I have someone who does my formatting for me because I don't know how to do it, so I don't have to worry about that really. So mostly it's just like I know how the stories start, I know how they end, and sometimes I don't know how they get from the beginning to the end. So getting all the way through the story is the hardest part for me, especially because I'm not someone who can just skip. I've had multiple friends, like author friends, tell me, they're like, well, if you're stuck, just skip to the next chapter and then go back. And I'm like, I can't do that. I have to do them in order. So that's the hardest part for me, is keeping the motivation going.
Do you have a trick that you use for getting past your writer's block?
I try to dream what I'm going to do, like how I'm going to write it, how I want the story to play. The Witch's Savior was the whole book was a dream I had. It was a reoccurring dream that I had. So that one was
That's
fairly
awesome.
easy to
That
write.
is
The only
cool.
reason it took so
That
long
is
is
very
because thanks. Yeah, I could only write it like in between work, so that's why it took so long to write. So I get very vivid dreams when I do dreams. So if I get stuck on a part in a book, I usually try to like watch it as a movie in my head when I go to bed and see how it would play out in my head, and then I get up and write it.
That makes total sense, actually, as a prolific dreamer myself. Okay, let's see. So we have. Okay, I had a question. And I was orderly. See, you guys, I was orderly.
I have questions. I'm just saving them until I don't have to type them because I'm lazy.
So I like the names that you use for a bunch of your characters, and I was wondering how you pick them. Are they named after people you know? Do you have some special naming convention that you use?
So my two main characters in the first book, Trinity and Tobias, they're both names that I like. They're just my favorite names. I've always loved those names since I was little. I'm like, at one point growing up, I was like, if I ever have kids, that's going to be their names. So,
See, this is
they're
why I
just
like
names
this
that
author.
I really
hmm
Why?
Because my son will also be named Tobias. That's one of my favorite names, and that's something that I've always wanted, is a son
What
named
does it
Tobias.
mean, Tobias? Do you know? Do you know what the name means?
It's the opposite of
I-
Bacillus.
I can't remember where
That's
I put
exactly
my
where
baby
I
name.
went to.
at one
I can't recall, but I do remember, or not that I do remember, but I had remembered it at one time.
What? Why do
Fennec says,
you
I
have
knew
a-
once.
I knew
want to know
once.
why Count Morbid has a baby name book.
No, you
Why
don't.
wouldn't
I did.
Actually.
I actually have a baby name book too, and that's what I did. I wanted names that had magical meanings.
But
Trinity
you write
is
books.
like a Celtic. Well,
Tobias
Trinity's for a lot of
apparently
things,
means God is
but
good in
Tobias
Hebrew.
was like, yeah, it's just a fun name. I've always liked that name. I think it's a really strong name. But a lot of my names, I went into my baby name book and I was like, okay, which ones have like magical meanings to them? I want them to have magical meanings.
So let's see. What character do you connect with more? What character do you connect with more basic on the powers they have?
Sorry, that was
Probably
based.
probably based.
That was
Yeah.
based. Yep. Great
Sorry.
old typos.
So the best part about my first book, all the characters are real people.
Oh.
So Trinity is me. Kitty Sue is my best friend Tasha. Sophie is my best friend Tracy. And Salem is my best friend Brandy. When I told them I was writing this book based on a dream I had, I called them and said, you're going to be a character in my book. And you need to tell me what you want your character to look like. I already know what they do for a living, and I already know what magic powers they have based on like your astrological signs. So I just need to know what they look like. So every time I would come up with something, I'm like, hey, your character is going to do this. How would you handle this situation? And then they would tell me.
That's actually
That's
really
cool.
cool. Yeah.
I do like that, actually. That's pretty cool.
How many of them
Glad I asked
answered
the question.
Did any of them answer burn it with fire? Because I know people that would be
You
their
need to
answer
wait
for
till
dealing with
book
the
3.
situation.
You need to read book 2. There's a lot of fire in book 2, but you need to wait till book 3 because that one's going to be a doozy.
I was going to ask
He's
how
giving
long
us a
that's
sneak
her
peek
book.
already.
Yeah. If I asked my friends how they would resolve a situation, a surprising number of them would be kill it with fire.
You'll really enjoy book 2 then.
Oh, hey, spam bot.
Yeah.
Can I ask my questions now?
Again?
I guess. Go ahead.
All right. How long is your longest series?
So The Witches Saviors right now is my longest. It's going to be 5 books total when it's done. I just released book 2 in March, and I'm currently doing the fun research for book 3.
The fun research. Do you wish to elaborate?
Is it after 8:30?
It
It is after 8:30. It's 8 minutes past 8:30.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
Before
It's
before
11:30 where I am,
before
so it's
8:30
way
is
past
G rating.
8:30.
Before 8:30 is G rating. After 8:30 is the G spot.
Okay.
I mean, what?
Maybe not that on the nose, but you know.
Well,
Book 3
I was going to
takes
ask
place
where
in
you.
Ireland. So
Ooh.
book 3, I have to do a lot of. I've been to Ireland I've been to Ireland once for about a week. So
Nice.
I have a lot of prior knowledge, but there's a lot of like Celtic and Druidish magic I need to research on. So I'm doing a lot of research on that right now.
Interesting. That's actually really cool. Okay.
Okay, Cobble.
So should we all just go to Ireland when she, heads back to do more research? We should just all go with her and, just do her own thing, and you can
back to Fae News on tour.
Yeah, I thought we were going to
Ireland is beautiful. I highly
tour and
recommend.
tour and hit each condiment.
Yes, each condiment.
That way we can do the malt vinegar tour, and the salsa tour will be pretty exciting too.
Yeah,
It'll be really spicy.
I mean, mind you,
move down to Sauerkrautsville and then back up into Relish Land.
You guys are basically making me hungry.
Oh, look, an author.
Yes, basically.
Well, I was going to say, obviously, I was kind of making a joke, but different places do use different condiments. Like what is it? A lot of Europe uses mayonnaise for their French fries and such
because it's delicious.
Canada does the whole poutine thing, mayonnaise and gravy.
Mm-hmm.
I think you usually find a.
Are there any food-related sex scenes in your book?
No, there's
not. If we're talking about food, might as well.
On a scale of 1 to.
What was the movie that was the Top Gun spinoff? Hot Shots. It makes me think
Ooh.
of that movie where
Ooh.
they
You
had
mean
the
parody?
I do have a question for you.
Yeah,
So
okay.
you have made a book about mermaids. You have made a book about witches. Do you plan on making one about fairies? And can it be named 50 Shades of Fae?
You know, so
The answer
a
is
friend
no,
of
she can't.
mine,
And how do we get cameo pieces in this book?
you just have to message me and I'll just write it down. A friend of mine and I are doing an anthology based on a Comic-Con world. And so
Oh.
I'm going to try my hand at creating a fantasy book or fantasy story. So it has to be based on like a Comic-Con world, kind of fun with this, like sayings, fun with titles. And that's a fantastic title. And I'm going to write it down because I think that would be a great story.
Yes. 50
Okay.
Shades of Fae.
Please take it. I give it freely.
I know
I
I
did
know
not
it can
steal
be
it
a
from
problem.
anybody else, like ever. No.
I know it can be a buzzkill to add too much realism to like romance books, but if you do one set of like conventions, make sure it takes them about 45 minutes to get their cosplay off when they're making out.
Yeah, I understand.
Wow.
Like,
They
This-
go to kiss
in the
and like
book,
their
it says-
makeup rubs off on each other.
yeah, it's like
The blue and the
Cosplay
red become
problems.
purple.
take me now, by which I mean about 30 minutes after we get the
It's
corset
supposed
off.
to be a quickie in the bathroom, but you got to get all of these laces off first.
I feel like
Yeah.
the maid comes in and she just sees the sheets and she's like, looks like a Smurf was attacked by an imp in here. And then like they created some kind of purple Oompa Loompa.
Weirdly,
Yeah,
that
like,
is what happened.
Again, a thing that is normally something you don't want to include in a romance novel, but if you do want to show the repercussions of sex at a convention, make sure there's a glitter transfer. Like,
A
Oh,
glitter
gets
transfer.
everywhere. It's like sand. It goes places you don't even know it could go.
yeah,
Yeah,
glitter,
yeah.
Takes forever to get rid of.
glitter is a social
Oh.
disease when it comes to,
I have
to
another
making
one.
out.
Is it true that the only thing romance authors want is another word for tongue?
Probably. I know it's so weird because when I write the sex scenes in my book and I have my best friend Brandy, she reads them to make sure they sound good. But as I'm writing like the words, like if I write the word penis, I blush. So I'm like, penis.
Can't you just call it like the moist mouth muscle?
It's
Oh,
so
alliteration, nice.
you read these things and like other authors ask all the time, they're like, they'll be like, I can't stand it when an author calls the penis like their hardened member. Like,
Rob
It has to be
remembers my
explicit. It
favorite.
can't be the P word. It
Robbing's
has
staff.
to be
Let's see,
Yeah.
there's
The
Robin's-
mask,
gotta go for it. You
the
gotta go
mask
for it.
that they raise between the
Should I say
unfurling.
penis? Should I say
It has to
dick?
just
Do I
be
call it a
the
dick?
rooster
Like,
word.
What do you do?
If you're gonna go for it, just go for it.
No bigger,
He
go
used
home.
his wizard's wand. It disappeared within her cave of wonders.
that December night, we erected the Christmas tree.
And that's how you judge how raunchy your book is. Is it 1 to 2? Are you talking,
By the way, I feel
euphemism?
like
Or is it like
Dude,
Fade to
my
Black?
question is,
Or
after
is it
three,
like roosters and is the main word?
after
See,
5 to
listening-
6 chapters, will I need a cigarette? That's what I want to know.
Okay, so
Wait, are
and
you
I feel
asking
like I
how
just
often a
This
scene a
one
sex
you
scene
will
happens?
get this one.
Okay.
Okay, mermaid one.
I get this one.
Because I'm just
My
saying
mermaid
Sit here,
that
man,
is
like-
my steamiest one. I always have to tell
Ooh.
people it's the steam. Like take Little Mermaid, but then
Ooh,
X-rated.
no,
Like,
I have a question.
you blush when you hold
already
the
asked
book
like
up.
3 in a row. Let me ask a question.
I just want to know if it was a slow burner or not.
I just want to know how you
It's
do
not.
how you do research for cryptozoological intercourse.
So it actually explains how mermaids have sex. I
All
had to
right.
figure something out. I figured something out.
And
I don't want to
buy
read
the
it
book
for
if you want to know.
I know, right? Buy the book if you want to know, for real. Okay, you guys. I don't know which book is our giveaway for this evening. So, Bethany, which book is our giveaway for
I know
this
which
evening?
one I'm voting for.
The Witch's Warrior. Okay, Savior.
I mean,
And
I can do two.
do you want to do two in a single drawing or two in two different drawings?
I quit the
I
show
can do
then.
whatever
If
you want, sweetheart.
Flora.
Well,
Flora's like, I
Specific.
quit. Put my name back in there.
2 different people should get a book.
I always like doing two different people because it gives more people a chance to win. But that brings us to our magic word time, you guys. And what is the magic word for this week? Please put your suggestions into the comments. And Bethany, can you hold those up for us one more time? I'm just going to embiggen you really quick so we can see. These are the 2 books that we're going to do a drawing for next week. It's The Witch's Savior and Down Where It's Wetter. Darling, it's wetter. Down where
Oh,
it's
wow.
wetter.
Oh my god.
Oh, whoa. Ooh, woo.
that is the
Did
best
not
title
catch that
ever.
before.
Thank you.
It's the name of my new
Yes.
punk band.
So are we counting the entries from 50 Shades of Fae, or for the magic word, or are we starting from
See,
another
this is
point?
the part of the show when we're picking magic words where Lolly tells us not to pick anything explicit.
Moist mermaid.
Yes, yeah.
We've got moist. Yeah. Okay.
No. Again, Lolly is usually the one who tells us not to be too explicit, but I will quote Very Princess Lolly and say, moist mouth muscle. Yes, I'm quoting you. You have to shoot down what you said as the magic words.
Oh, goodness.
I think I broke her.
I'm sorry. I have
Breathe.
to-
Breathe.
I mean, no, because I always go through like I always go through no.
No.
That was a really good sentence.
So I always go through no.
No, I just it's just I extend
No,
the
no,
invitation
no,
everywhere.
no.
I extend it to like my Etsy customers every week that I get, and I'm like, hey, by the way, enter this drawing, and they have no context normally because they're not necessarily watching the show.
Okay.
They're just customers in our, in the magic store, so they have no context, and I cannot just be like, hey, by the way, if you want to win these romance novels, enter my weekly drawing. Our magic word is moist mouth muscle.
I mean, at least you're explaining it's coming from a romance. It's
coming
Yeah.
from somewhere.
It's not okay.
You're giving them context at the beginning,
Yeah.
so that's fine. Yeah.
Not exactly.
romance
No.
novels enter these words. I mean, come on.
Well, no, that makes it worse.
I mean, it could always be buttery maple pelvis. Just saying. If you have not seen Drawn Together, you need to watch Drawn Together. That's all I say.
I seem to recall some sketch a long time ago where they were talking about buttery thighs and like cascading locks of hair or something to that effect. I don't remember exactly, but yeah. So, let's see. What do we have here? So no, we're not having. Wait, if mermaids, what is this? If mermaids call a fork dingle hoppers, what? No, Morbid. Maybe there is a glossary in the back of the mermaid book.
They just call them forks.
You'll
Well,
have
there
to
should
buy
be
it to find
now.
out.
The glossary of... Oh my
Ooh,
God.
every which way. I like that one. That's cool.
Let's see. So we've got every which way. That one is a good one.
Mhm.
And we've got cool glasses. What? No.
Yep, cool glasses. I'll take it.
Oh, because
Dreamy.
I complimented
Oh,
her
we could do
glasses.
creamy.
No, not creamy. Dreamy.
Always when I'm taking a drink.
Flora, just Just buy the book already and go read the book, okay?
It's always the quiet ones, Joe. It's always the quiet ones.
Buttery.
Buttery.
I can't believe it's not butter.
It's okay. I read that as butterfly at first, so.
Okay, I guess that's all we have for suggestions tonight. Wow, you guys, I'm disappointed in your lack of suggestions. I'm disappointed.
What about
in
Cobble's
50
suggestion of
Shades
moist?
of Fae.
Moist mermaid.
The moist
Oh, no.
mermaid.
They're just moist.
Sounds like a bad brothel name in a D&D world. The moist mermaid.
Somebody has to. If they put that in their camp, please.
Besides, somebody yelled at me last week for like making too many suggestions.
The pearly clam. Sorry.
God damn it!
Well done.
It's okay. In one of our D&D campaigns, we had a male-female brothel on either side of the town, and one was called the Leaky Nip, and the other one was the Drippy Dong. So, you know.
The pearly clam has got to be a location in Waterdeep.
I'm not sure which of those is
The moisture oyster.
Moisture.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, don't be mad. Cream
Actually,
tree.
how about a mermaid? How about a mermaid brothel called Fish or Cut Bait?
Oh my god.
Moist
Okay.
mouth muscle. That was a calculated.
We were
measure.
almost there. We were
That was
almost
an
back to some
assassination.
semblance of seriousness.
You all
Seriously.
just witnessed a royal assassination just then. As I
Oh.
waited, took the headshot.
Oh gosh. Oh hey, look, we have a vendor, and now her face is almost as red as her hair.
It's pink.
Oh, well, pink. My apologies.
So I feel like the only one in the audience, like the only one that is actually anything like appropriate. Like some of these actually could work if I didn't also have to say that it was a romance author, because romance author combined with moist mouth muscle equal, you know, combined with the moisture oyster.
The moisture oyster is genius.
Thank you.
That's better than yeasty beastie.
Are we going to be repeating that at Fairy Blossom this year?
Okay, that's it. That's it. I think that
Drag
if
her
I
to the lair.
just gonna say romance author, if I just say like Bethany Loughlin-Frost author this thing,
Wait.
then I guess we can count moisture oyster.
I was gonna say the magic word could just be romance author.
No.
It could, but that's boring.
It doesn't
Um,
rhyme at all.
No,
No.
it has no innuendo whatsoever.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
you're
Okay.
into.
So, Bethany, you are the author. That means you get to have the final choice, actually, of which one we choose. So far, what is your most favorite one that I'm willing to use?
So what are my options?
Your options are moisture oyster.
You sound so excited. You're like, so what are my options?
50 Shades of Fae. Buttery. And Every Which Way.
I
There's
like
also Jamie,
moisture
technically.
oyster.
Who doesn't?
I win.
Some of
I
us
win.
don't, okay? Some of us just don't.
I assure you, if you were to encounter an oyster, you'd want it to be moisture.
I will
Although
take
you
your word
probably
at
want it
that.
to be a little buttery too.
It will probably be
Right?
fact. Just,
Oh my god.
I can't
I
say
like my oysters rather
No.
buttery.
Again, I have to make an appeal for dignity and decorum. 'Cause I
But
genuinely
unlike
offended
your
by all the
croissant, you don't
salty
want
talk.
it buttery and flaky.
I'm gonna get banned from inviting romance authors on this show.
I like how Flora's just over there with a fan right
Like
now.
Flora's
that-
actually she's got the vapors.
I've had enough of this sea salty language. The perversion level is too much for me, and y'all really need to bring it down a few notches.
Yeah, okay. Okay, Morbid.
I don't
Remember,
recommend the
me and
mermaids
Flora
are
had
really
this
good.
conversation just a bit ago. We've seen your Fae only account.
Flora is having to fan herself right now.
Oh,
Flora.
no.
Oh, Lordy, I do declare.
Offending her sensibilities.
I know. Delicate.
Delicate.
Although,
Yeah.
seriously, for some reason, it's getting really hot down here for some reason.
Okay.
Down
We'll
where?
just see a doctor about that.
Oh,
Um,
I'm in the basement. I am in the basement. just to clarify here, okay?
Okay, here we go. So this evening's magic word, yes. So if you guys don't even know what we're talking about, I'm about to explain. But if you want to get onto the Wheel of Win so that you can potentially win one of these 2 books next week, there are 3 different ways that you can do that. One is after the show, not during the show, only on YouTube, not on Facebook, not on Twitch. Go into the comments and put the magic word moisture oyster into the comment section after the show. Dang, damn it, Flora!
I can't believe you let
is
that go.
acceptable.
You know you love me.
I can't believe you accepted that. Like, really?
Just shut before she changes.
Like,
Shut up,
that's
Ion.
clearly so
I'm
much
gonna
better
make
than.
Flora do all the posting this
No,
week.
wait. Is it moisture oyster or moisture oyster? Because you spelled
Moisture.
it moisture.
Oh, is it moisture oyster or
It
whatever?
should be yes.
I thought you said moist. I thought you said moist your oyster.
Oh, you guys.
So,
It's-
so
It's not always
moisture as
better
in
when you have someone
more
to help.
moist than moist, but not as moist as moistest,
Wait.
right? It's moisture as in more moist than moist, but less
Okay.
moist than moistest.
By the way, I want
Yes.
you to know I'm watching her eyes for the exact moment where we have talked too much about sex for a romance author. I'm watching
Good luck
that
with
moment.
that.
It's not gonna happen.
Oh,
Why do you
okay.
think I love them so much?
Wow. Okay. So, let's see.
So how does someone enter to win?
Yeah, are there other ways people can enter to win?
Yes, I can remember the first one. Leave a comment on our YouTube show after the live show.
Yes. No. Method number 2, so that you can get your second entry, you can join the YouTube channel by hitting the join button. And if you would like a 3rd entry, you can join our Patreon channel. Any combination thereof of these 3 things, each one of them is worth 1 entry for a maximum of 3. That's how Cobble gets so many. So yes, but I definitely
Cobble works hard
recommend
for his
the
money.
Patreon actually more than the YouTube, because then you get all the cool prizes that come with our Patreon stuff, like this month's June special. Okay, so yeah, no, I just keep looking at all the puns that are happening right now in the chat section, and I'm like, yes, we can, but please no more tonight, Cobble. I have a headache.
Oh, wait, real quick.
Not tonight. I've got a headache.
Real quick. If we're talking about puns, did you want us to clam up about it?
I mean, I guess since you're not, because you're just being shellfish.
Oh, look, an author who probably wants to go to bed.
Oh, it's only like midnight here. It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
Everything's fine. Okay, so but actually, what Flora does bring us back around to being Flora. It's like you're doing my job. So, Bethany, is there anything that you would like to say to everybody before we let you go this evening?
I've had a blast. You guys are great. Thank you for
Thank
having
you
me.
so much for being on. I
Thank
truly
you for
appreciate
joining
it.
us.
Before you go, could you also say moist mouth muscle?
Moist mouth muscle.
Thank you.
I have one more question, actually, just real quick. The books. Will the books be signed like to whoever the winner is?
Ooh.
Signed
Yeah,
by the
I
author.
can sign them personally to their, like, if I can put their name if they want, or I can just sign whatever they want.
You
Okay,
should sign
sounds
them
good.
to me, but then send them to them.
Well, because
Dorian
I'll be sending them.
appreciates.
I'll be sending them out myself. I do all of my own
But Flora approves this
stuff, so I'll be
Yeah.
signing it and shipping them myself. And they always come with special surprise gifts too. So
Like somebody else will win the book, but the book says to still Dorian, you're the best, even though it's going to like Dave.
No, if it was me, it would be like, to Flora the Fairy, say my name, Fairy Princess Lolly.
I do try to make them very punny when I write my books.
I love it. Okay.
Puns are awful.
May this book give you as much pleasure as it did me.
Whoa.
Pleasure
tunnel?
reading. Jeez.
What if she got
8:30
purple
crew.
tunnel?
Oh
Purple
boy.
tunnel is an occupational hazard.
Okay,
It is.
we are going to let her go now this evening. Thank you so much for being on the show, Bethany. It was wonderful to have you here.
Thank
Many
you.
laughs were had.
Thank you.
Yeah. As
Bye.
wave,
Thank
as
you
we all
so
wave
much.
goodbye to the mermaid author. Wave
Yes,
goodbye
bye.
to the mermaid author.
Wave goodbye to the wow. What? And what is this
Happy
ion?
Tide store. Happy Tide store.
Ion.
What? It's a serious question.
Again, you
Yes.
are the one.
It's just science.
Very Princess Lolly is the one who unleashed this Lovecraftian nightmare upon us all. The responsibility lies on her somewhat flat head.
I do like Lovecraft.
Play on words is amazing. That is just spectacular right there.
Wait, are we gonna get like a Lovecraftian romance author who writes about tentacles?
I mean, I'm sure I could find one.
What are you waiting for? Like, why have they not already been on the show? This is your
Flora,
show.
Google search now.
Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted. All right. Before we move on to the next part of the show, you guys, which is, of course, Weird News, I do want to give a shout out to our second sponsor of the evening, which is Heartsong Arts. And Heartsong Arts Pottery is a small business dedicated to both functional and fantasy pottery that is Fae inspired. Fairy houses, mugs, platters, and an assortment of other Fae inspired work are all available for 10% off all sales at $50 or more in their Etsy store. Little rhyme right there, since rhyming is a thing, I guess, right now. They welcome Fae of all shapes and sizes to examine their work at their shop, and all sales are guaranteed to be delivered in a timely manner. So if you mention Fairy Blossom, they will ship for free. So because this Heartsong Arts is going to be one of our Fairy Blossom vendors, so you guys will see them actually here at the end of the month at the festival if you are there. And they are also one of our Patreon patrons. So thank you to Heartsong Arts. And I think,
month?
oh my God, I know you do it because it drives me nuts. But, and now I'm going to go look at news articles, and you guys are going to talk amongst yourselves. How about a would you rather, Phoenix?
That actually sounds like a wonderful
Would
plan.
you rather have a
And I actually came up with that one on my phone just a second ago. Hold on.
Or a moister oyster?
Moisture oyster's the best.
I think we're gonna go with yours, Lolly. That sounds really bad. We're gonna go with yours.
I'm
I would
curious though, Phoenix,
rather.
what were you gonna say?
Nope, we're good. I think I would rather have a
Phoenix just says
a
no, thank you.
moist mouth muscle. I'm just saying, like that's my preferred choice.
See, again, as I pointed out in a previous week, the trick is there can't be dead silence, but if we talk about stuff that's too interesting, we distract Lolly.
This is true. So we have to find that like
Because fairies can only have one thought in their head at a time.
Oh, our spam bot's back.
I got one. How about random talk. There was a accident outside my house where a truck crashed into the back end of someone's RV trailer.
There was a rear end collision at your house?
Well, not mine.
Again,
Sorry.
again,
Damn it.
I must protest the filthy minds and filthy language on this show.
You know what? Let's switch topics. I'll go back to a would you rather. That sounds great.
Sure, I get not to journey too.
I mean, you probably could. We'll find out.
I thought this said on the tail of the jackalope, and I was like, whoa, why are you on a jackalope's tail?
I mean, okay.
Well,
Would you rather be beautiful and stupid or unattractive but a genius?
I'm already
You
doing
mean,
one of
would I-
those.
would I rather be different than I am or as I am? Is that the question?
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
beautiful and
basically.
stupid. True.
You're beautiful, it's true.
Oh my god, I haven't heard that song in years.
I know, it's been a little while.
Really?
It's been a while.
For some of us,
Start
the
singing
thing
a
is,
different song.
the would you rather for some of us is more of a dichotomy, like Seelie and Unseelie. Like some of us actually go between being like pretty and dumb and a genius and unattractive, like on a day-to-day basis.
See, I would have
Pretty sure
to
that's
choose.
just you, dude.
I would have to
Well,
choose
you're not
pretty
wrong.
and dumb because sometimes when you're more intelligent than people, it frustrates you more.
Yes.
And if you're dumb, then you
That's a
don't
good
realize that you're not smart, so you just think you are anyway. Haha. Yeah.
That's legit.
Too legit to quit.
Did
Okay.
you see what he was doing, Flora?
No.
Yep. Okay, that's fine.
Okay. I think I've got one here. I just, dagnabbit. I took my eyeballs off it. Now I can't find, what?
That sounds like
She
a
said.
good prospector. Dang it, I took my eyes off it for a second and it's gone.
It's kind of how it happens, actually, sometimes. Okay, here we go.
I'm Prospector Willie.
It's,
Willie?
You know what? You're gonna stop making fun of my need to say things that wind up being
Is she?
led to be more than what they are. Because I mean, I don't have a problem with it, but one of these days you're gonna say that one thing and you're like, it just came out.
ew.
I mean, I don't care. Keep going. It's
Oh
fine
no,
with me.
I'm sorry. I just was reading an article and then it made me say ew. I was not actually listening to anything you said. Okay, here we go.
Oh, that's fine. That was directed towards Flora anyway. So
No, okay then. Well, whatever. Okay. Article number 1. Hawaii is waging war on aggressive feral chickens. The chickens are winning. Even that the feral chicken is something that can make it into like an article title. What? Okay.
See, the thing is, you wouldn't think Hawaii, Hawaii of all places, you think would never run out of teriyaki sauce.
What? I don't get that joke. Anyway, versus Drew Barrymore swears by this chicken made from fungi.
you know what?
I
I'm
don't
torn
even know.
now. I'm totally torn. I absolutely love Drew Barrymore, so I want to know more about this. But I already posted in chat just a second ago that I'm voting 1 for Flora to learn more about
You
the
don't get
chickens.
to vote unless there's a tie. So, Ion, will you please start the timer? If you want to hear
the
about
bot is
feral
back.
chickens in Hawaii, press number 1. And if you want to hear about chickens made from fungi, press number 2. Go. Go, go, go. Yes. Oh, man. Really? Again?
If you ever want me to sew anything or fix anything for you in the future, press number 1.
Nice.
I am told by Flora that there is an interesting fox pattern that is coming my way, so I feel compelled to vote 1.
It's you're gonna have to wait till your birthday though, because I'm mean like that.
Is that how long I have to wait? That's fine.
Yep.
It's still October. That's only like what, 3 months past
Don't do that.
Fairyblossom?
No.
No. Okay.
Yep.
You have to wait till a birthday, not necessarily this next birthday.
We still have Apple Bash,
Exactly.
Apple Blossom, and then we have Samhain.
I'm gonna go grab some water. I'm dying of thirst. Hang on.
And Apple
Don't
Bash.
read the article without me.
I just said that. Oh my
Sorry,
gosh.
get in position.
Did I hear that wrong? Ren? My apologies.
Time has elapsed.
The time has
It has elapsed.
Okay, what do we have for votes? I don't know. I'm just looking that there's
Lots of votes for Uno.
It looks
Okay,
like
yeah.
there are 3 for
And
1.
no reverses.
I see
It's
three
lots
votes
of
for
Uno
number
and no
one.
reverses.
And no
Okay.
reverses.
Okay, so number 1 it is. Let's see. As soon as I find my list again, so that I can click it.
Click it real good.
Oh, the bot's back again.
Click it good. And
The bot is back in town.
Yes, I just want to say, you guys, if you want to submit articles, you can go into the hedge on Discord and find Flora there and then send her links, and she will graciously add them to our list for me to read to you guys.
Only if they're chicken articles.
Only if they're chicken articles. No, Flora, you have to accept other articles.
There were a lot more chicken articles than rabbit articles this week.
Finally.
Yeah, they really were. Let's see. All right. Hawaii is waging war on aggressive feral chickens. And you know what? I just want to take this moment to say that I think that probably my feral chicken philosophy is probably the same as my goose philosophy. So
Yeah, you kick it and they realize their order in the pecking order.
that's right.
Just saying.
That's right. I'm a goose kicker. Okay.
Flora, you don't do it hard, just enough to establish dominance.
You act like I haven't kicked a chicken before.
No, I don't. Hawaii's ongoing battle with thousands of feral chickens. Thousands of feral chickens. And written testimonies. And dude, it's dinner running amok, you guys. Just
I would get in trouble for feeding them.
Like I said, they're out of teriyaki sauce.
written testimonies and reports from local news outlets suggest it's not going very well. The Associated Press reported that in the past 2 months, the city and county of Honolulu set traps in 5 areas and have caught just 67 chickens, costing $7,000.
I'm doing some math.
Wow, that amounts to $104 per bird. Wow. The Associated Press says,
Wait a minute. Real quick, is 7,000 divided by 67 104?
Not precisely.
Like it's close, right?
I want to see these traps that they're setting out.
Oh God,
chickens
no,
can
sorry,
be
my
so
bad. I literally did not carry the 0 in my head. That's on me. That's on me.
I'm like,
why I'm pretty.
yes?
That's why I'm pretty. I did not.
Mm-hmm.
I did not count enough zeros.
It's 104.477 if you round up, then 0.48. So, let's see. So here we go. The Associated Press says that catching chickens is costly. Well, yeah, if it's $104 per bird, because the traps are being vandalized and stolen. So it's okay.
You just scoop them.
It's unclear who's damaging them and why. Now, city officials.
Chicken boo. It's chicken boo.
Chicken boo. What's
Every
the matter
time.
with you? You don't act like other chickens do. You wear a disguise
to look like human guys. Not a man, you're a chicken boo.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for joining me in that. Now, city officials are trying to address the public's desperate pleas for help while figuring out a cost-effective solution. The problem is so dire that a bill introduced in the Hawaii state legislature sought to establish a state-funded program to address the feral chickens. Unfortunately for Oahu's chicken-plagued residents, however, Senate Bill 2195 failed to advance. I hate when that happens. According to written testimonies from Hawaii individuals responding to the proposed legislation recorded in early March, the aggressive chickens have overtaken the community, quote unquote. Residents say they're damaging and defecating on properties, obstructing roads, and roosting in mango trees while making loud cackling noises from dusk until dawn. Is it illegal to eat these chickens?
Dude, that's excellent imagery. They're roosting in mango trees. Like, they really set the stage in this article.
All right, I did some math for everybody here. So the average price of a boneless, skinless chicken breast per pound is $3.72 per pound. That means that if each chicken is about $104, and an average chicken weighs 5.7 pounds, that means these chickens are actually worth $18.25 per pound.
Jeez.
There you go.
They bougie chickens.
The bougie chickens. Bok.
I think that's actually priced low for Whole Foods. That's cheap at Whole Foods.
It's like, that chicken has a monocle.
A laying hen costs at least $20. Like, if you're wanting to pick up
per pound or
per pound?
No, like to just buy a chicken.
Yeah, but we're talking per pound.
So inflation has hit the chicken market in Hawaii.
I was half listening to that conversation.
I'm just saying, if there's that many chickens, and is this on one island, or
on top of this conversation?
Are these spread out throughout all the islands? I'm not sure.
Apparently, one county is being tormented by these plucky birds.
Gold-plated chicken.
Tormented.
It's like finding the golden chocobo.
I mean, they don't have enough sports bars, I guess.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. So the trick is that we just need to have more sports bars in Hawaii so that we sell more chicken wings.
Maybe
and
they're just
therefore
really
decimate
cute
the
chickens and nobody wants to kill them.
That seems unlikely.
Flora, that sounds like an island full of you.
Like, that's not a thing.
Are you saying I'm so cute nobody wants to kill me?
No,
Yeah.
No. Chicken grown free.
What's the right answer to that?
That's not what I was saying at all, but I like your idea better.
Many of us work long hours, even double shifts, and not to be able to sleep in due to the cacking and crowing of the feral roosters and chickens has really been an unfair burden and hardship, wrote Hawaii resident Majid Junaidi. From dawn to setting sun, there is a constant crowing daily, and I work from home, so it is hard and sometimes embarrassing if I have to make a call to the mainland and it sounds like I'm in a barnyard, testified Desiree Garner, who supports the program. It has never been like this before, and I'm not sure how they got to this area, if for food and then became pets, or if they naturally traversed. Like, just what?
Yes. Chickens and roosters can naturally traverse, meaning fly and or swim all the way to Hawaii. It's part of their natural, their natural pattern. Yeah, their migration pattern.
Hawaii for the winter.
Hate water.
One of the complaints, because sleep can be seriously disrupted by belligerent cocks all the time.
Oh man. Alexander Eason wrote that there are more than 100 feral chickens and roosters roaming the street on Kanuku Street and Lokawai Place. Eason has to dodge them all over the roadway. No, they don't.
Why dodge them?
Are these just
no?
Yeah, like
They're
are
like
these just bad chickens?
stuff.
Like they're gangs? Yeah, like
Yes.
they're just pulling out switch knives on. I'll give you the chicken feet here.
I would not be able to drive in Hawaii. I would.
They're
not.
smoking cigarettes and like dancing.
Yeah.
They're dance fighting.
Oh,
I
man.
would like to remind everyone. I would like to remind everyone what chickens are descended from.
I'm getting too much into this.
Dinosaurs.
Okay, so while residents like Murdoch Ortiz have watched them create havoc by jumping on garbage bins and ripping up trash bags, scattering trash and debris everywhere. But the chickens aren't just loud and messy, they're destructive. Sharon Pine wrote that they dig up yards, easements, shoulder areas, and gardens, even foraging under walls or sidewalks, seriously damaging local infrastructure. This is insane and needs to be corrected, she emphasized. Community members also say that the feral fowl are now becoming part of a statewide problem. They've been here for many years, but the issue has gotten really bad lately. I hate the word gotten, wrote Michelle Harmon. Their populations are skyrocketing and they are quickly expanding their territory. Yes, that's right. The gang territory of the chickens.
They're expanding their territory.
The
Pillaging.
Henriettas versus the cockadoodle-doos.
Pillaging and pecking.
They're burning the towns.
By the way,
Just
So-
throwing Molotov cocktails.
The street is my coop.
I actually I have a solution to this. It's a military solution. They need to call in Colonel Sanders.
Yes.
It's true. It's true. You know what? Somebody should
I'll take them out
forward
with my
this
11
article.
herbs and spices.
Somebody needs to forward this article to KFC. I'm just saying.
I want to see what they would do with that. That'd be great.
Wild chickens, not on my watch.
My time is called. The people need me.
It's what we've been
Yep,
training for,
Colonel
lads.
Sanders.
What would be they could make an entire just commercial, like several commercial series from this.
Right? Tames the cluck out of chickens in Hawaii.
They could just treat them tenderly
Aw.
and dip them.
Oh man. Okay, I think we get the gist of this article, and so I can move on.
There's no hope in finishing it.
Yeah, no. Like we get the idea. Okay, so
Wait, was there more?
oh, yes, of course
They were
there's
going to
more.
throw more money at the chickens.
So
Throw more money at the chickens. Because that worked so well the first time.
I feel like our solutions were all better.
Me too.
Throwing money at the chickens sounds like they're strippers. Or chicken
Okay.
strips. Damn it.
So close. All right, Morbid. So close.
No,
So
it only occurred to me. It only occurred to me after the fact, and I was like, it was right there.
So here we go. Rabbit skillfully hopping through a huge avalanche stuns in a resurfaced clip versus Horns of Plenty. Michael Branch explores kitsch, fact, and fantasy on the trail of the jackalope. On the trail of the jackalope. Yes.
Seems
Okay.
like an
So
obvious one.
yes. So if you want to hear about a rabbit hopping through an avalanche, then press number 1. And if you want to hear about On the Trail of the Jackalope, press number 2. And Ion, please start the timer. Thank you
I
so
do
much.
feel bad that we're doing that. The jackalope is a potential when we don't have any jackalopes here.
Yeah.
Well,
Like that's a
you
shame.
know,
I
Then we should vote for Bunny Flu Flu.
We're missing a Justinian.
you are missing a
Ion.
Justinian.
You are a treasure.
Let's see. Oh, hello, Bethany. I don't think I've seen you out there in the comments yet and said hello to you. So say hello now. All right. Let's see here.
That's not Bethany the author, is it?
Oh, I don't know. Is it Bethany the author?
Yes.
Same name.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it is. No, I'm missing the middle part of her last name.
That kid is back on the
Surprise.
You guys are not my friends anymore. Oh, is that timer out? Oh, now it's out. Okay, what do we have
I
here?
wasn't your friend before this.
That's
true.
why you don't
What
count.
a Bethany.
Up to you.
Yes, everyone in the audience, can't you tell how much we love each other?
Aw. But I love you guys.
Okay,
Oh, Flora
that?
thinks
Oh,
we
Flora.
care.
Although it does look like number 2 one.
Yeah,
That does
two
make
votes
me
for
feel
two,
really
one
sad
vote
for
for
you.
one.
Yeah.
It looks like number 2 is in the lead there,
Yes,
which was the
indeed.
jackalope
Speaking of
business.
chickens, I'm going to go close the chicken coop.
Okay.
What?
The
We
bot
only
is
have,
back.
Like 6 more minutes. You can wait.
I don't-
We're almost done. This is the last
The bot's-
article.
The bot's back.
Ah,
But it's us.
Cobble,
It'll take
get
us
rid
at
of
least
the-
15 more minutes to get through this.
get rid of the stupid spam bot, Cobble. I gave you the wrench. You can kick that person. Do it.
Hey, look, an author. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
The spam bot must be making new accounts each time because the account gets blocked, but still it comes back with the same name apparently.
Well, I don't know what the actual name of the user is, but yeah, I don't know. Anyway, aggravating me greatly. Okay, so let's see here. Article. Wait, is this? Oh, this is still the chicken article. No, wait.
No?
Why is it on chicken article? What's it sharing right now? I don't even know.
It's showing one about
sabotage
on
from
the
you.
trail of the jackalope.
I know, but I can't find the
I'm-
article.
And the banner misled me by me thinking it was the Salt Lake City Weekly.
There it is. Okay. On the trail of the jackalope. The American jackalope can appear almost anywhere, as a taxidermy mount on a wall, on postcards, even in the name of a Salt Lake City bar. Like rabbits of all kinds, these horn-bearing rodents seem to have an almost infinite capacity to multiply, despite the fact that they don't actually exist. Or, then again, maybe they do, sort of, in a sense. Exploring that more complicated than it seems question is the focus of On the Trail of the Jackalope, how a legend captured our imagination and helped us cure cancer. Seems like a non sequitur.
Wait, what?
Right? By Michael P. Branch,
Interesting.
a writer and professor at the University of Nevada, Reno. The strange, mostly mythological creatures have fascinated Branch for decades, he relates by phone. But one particular incident finally pushed him towards researching jackalopes for a book. Over time,
Jackalopes.
I just realized I was seeing jackalopes everywhere in pop culture. Branch says, it crept up on me a little bit at a time. The name of this whiskey, the name of this club, the name of this band. Then I was in this brew pub and I saw a tattoo of a jackalope on a woman's bicep, and it said, "That's it."
It's a weird thing for a tattoo to say.
No, wait.
It
As a kid,
is.
I
Wasn't this
said that.
Wasn't this the opening scene of The Matrix?
I
like
had hit
falling-
a saturation point that day. That I
Following
knew
the white rabbit.
I had to had to figure out the story behind the story. And so he did. In a lively volume that digs into every part of the fact and fiction behind the jackalope, the Douglas Wyo brothers, whose fanciful Depression-era creation of a mountain rabbit with horns turned their town into the unofficial home of the jackalope. The myths from cultures around the world about horned rabbits and the trickster characters of indigenous mythology, the collectors of ephemera and memorabilia bearing the jackalope's likeness. Most fascinating of all, Branch discovered an historical footnote connected to the existence of the actual horned rabbits in nature. Scientist Richard Shope began investigating rabbits with tumorous growths in the 1930s, and ultimately conducted the research that, along with significant contributions from a colleague, Peyton Roos, identified certain cancers as caused by viral infection and led to the development of vaccines for HPV. This was probably the greatest discovery in his research, Branch says. I knew that horned rabbits with these growths existed, and I wanted to see what connection there was with jackalopes. Just as I wanted to say, where did the first jackalope mount come from? I had that corollary quest. Who was the first person to get into these weird rabbits in nature? Okay. And I was shocked in my archival research that Shope's first research was done in 1932, the same year as the first jackalope mount. At the exact same moment, the two different storylines are happening that are weirdly connected. That story is just one of many ways in which On the Trail of the Jackalope deals with the way that myth and reality can be far more closely connected than we're generally willing to acknowledge. The jackalope seems to exist in this liminal zone between the real and the imaginary. It looks just credible enough that it could exist, but ridiculous enough that it probably doesn't. I really love the idea that we think we know
Hashtag
what's
same.
real, but we really don't. I mean, if we know what's real, then of course we really don't, and probably shouldn't. Okay. Wow, branch.
This
Yes.
This reminds me of a bit that we used to do at the Wild West Fair, where we kept thinking that zebras and giraffes had to be made up fictional characters, because like a zebra and giraffe just sounded way too implausible to actually be real.
You know what my favorite connection with jackalopes is to IPAs? They're both full of hops.
No.
They're full of hops. Oh my no.
That's
There
okay.
are-
I think I find this article very intriguing to know that the mammal that we know mates and reproduces so in such frequency and multitude actually winds up being something that helps us cure HPV. So I'm like, all right, well that kind of fits. Okay.
Because we can
Jackalopes are just hornier rabbits.
Oh, man. So it is now 9:31 and Flora's chickens await. And so
I've come home to
basically-
roost.
Yes, bringing us around to the end of our show, you guys. I just a little reminder, please, if you will, we have. Sorry, there's a thing. I was going to say it. Special offer for this month is the Seven Dwarfs Quartz, and then also remember that we just yes, thanks everybody. You guys are awesome. And then also we have of course
Spirit
that
fingers.
this quest
Oop,
drop.
switching.
I wanted you guys to know that I made this quest drop actually available to absolutely everyone this month, whether or not you are on the Patreon. You can just go to the Patreon link and you will be able to do this quest. And I did that because Fairy Blossom is coming up at the end of the month.
Oh, oops.
And on that note,
And like that,
Okay,
she
so-
was like, it's coming at the end
apparently
of the
we're
month
doing-
so quickly she's running away.
Okay.
Oh, hi, there she is. Hello.
Hey, I know this is just an accident, but I'm completely blocked by the graphic. Like I'm doing all these weird gestures and faces, and nobody can see it. You know
Oh,
what?
no.
I'm just gonna take my shirt off.
I feel like that's best.
I'm just taking the shirt off right now, and,
Yeah,
and
just-
there go
just-
the pants.
Lolly,
Sounds
Lolly,
like a
please leave this
We-
up.
Okay, I am now showing everyone the full Morbid.
No, you're not. You know that I can see you down in the bottom, right? Like I can actually see you backstage. You know, I don't know.
This is my true and final form. Full morbid.
Full morbid. Is that's what that's called? Going
Just
full
like-
morbid on us?
Just like every anime character
I was
ever,
gonna
every
say, that's
anime
not
villain.
even his final
This
form.
isn't
Yeah,
even my final
This isn't
form.
even my true power.
This is not my final form. Impossible.
I used my next magic. Counter morbid. Morbid counter.
Yeah.
Well, no.
The hand
Okay, are you
gesture,
guys
the one
done?
with
Can
counter
I
morbid
can
was
I
good.
finish?
yes, please.
So
finish.
Lolly, let's talk about this leaf right over
We
here
all
with a
know Lolly
QR code.
finishing is very important to me.
I don't know what happened. It just kicked me off. Yes, if you got
Honestly, I
that is
don't care if she
this month's
finishes or not.
quest. And yeah, we
That
know.
explains a lot about
And
you.
so anyway, please, if you guys want to do a quest, give it a try. Feel free. Because our what I was trying to say was that we're going to have most of our quests and our items and whatnot saved for the festival at the end of the month, where we will do a dross auction for bunches of things. So I hope you guys are saving your
Dross
drosses.
auction, also known as Drossin. A dross auction, a Drossin. A
Stop
No.
trying to make fetch a thing, Phoenix.
Yeah, it's never going to happen.
Oh, shoot, I have to button the shirt up again. 1 second.
If you are going or planning or even thinking about going to Fairy Blossom Festival, please fill out the RSVP form. It is in the low bar wherever you guys are watching from. It lets us know who we can plan
Right
to
there.
expect. And of
Right
course,
there.
if you want to be
Let's go across.
camping, yes. But
Yeah,
also,
if
Keep
you're
going,
looking-
Morbid. Morbid, take it
you're
to your
looking-
side. Keep going.
Yeah, if you're
No.
looking for the low bar, it's usually near where I am.
It's the description. Yes, you have to just like little unhide the description. The ticker is the thing moving across the screen. And so with that said, Morbid, I think it is actually your line.
Moist mouth muscle.
Hello and welcome to FAE Productions. We hope you enjoyed our show with your host, Fairy Princess Ollie. Please hit the like and subscribe button if you had fun with our FAE crew. Don't forget to click that little bell icon to get notifications of upcoming shows. And if you're looking to support your fellow FAE, fly on over to our Patreon,